Humpback whales are the delight of whale watchers. These huge mammals used to be hard to find, killed off by centuries of contact with people. But in the past 40 years, their numbers have bounced back. So the federal government is taking them off the threatened list.
This is good news. This population is recovering. This species is trending up. We don't get to say that very often.
This scientist who studies humpback whales agrees with the decision.
It is one of the whale species that has tended to do fairly well after the end of whaling. It must have to do with its fairly broad, it can feed on quite a variety of prey, and it seems to have pretty good calving success. So some of the other species, as I say, are not doing nearly as well.
The whales have been downgraded to species of special concern, which means scientists will still keep a close eye on them. But the decision has drawn sharp criticism.
Its critical habitat will no longer be protected.
Humpback whales migrate along BC's coast, in the same area that would be used by tankers carrying oil from the proposed Northern Gateway pipeline. Downgrading the whales' protection means their ocean habitat is no longer protected by law. Critics accuse the government of meddling in the science that led to the decision.
What we should care about is the fact that the Species at Risk Act is being ignored and sidelined, essentially, for an oil project.
More voodoo science, thinking that perhaps now they have a pathway for Northern Gateway.
Right now we're looking at the vertebrae from...
Biologist Marty Leonard was head of the scientific committee that recommended to the government that the whale's status be downgraded. She says it had nothing to do with politics.
We are not going to concern ourselves with the politics of it or anything else. We simply look at the biological, scientific evidence, and we make our decisions on that.
Scientists say they'll continue to monitor the whales, and if tanker traffic increases off BC's west coast and their numbers dwindle again, they could bring back more legal protection for the humpback if it's needed. Margot McDermott, CBC News, Ottawa.